All praises to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Wahakadash. Double honors to elders and apostles, chiefly of great millstone. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father. It means He is. Yahweh Shai is the name of His Son. It means He is who saves. Ha-Kodash is the name of the Holy Spirit in Hebrew. Let's get Isaiah 24, recently gone over. But just to push the word and also for my own study, I'm going to go over it again. Let's see, where are we? Isaiah 24. Behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty, and maketh the earth empty, and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down, and scattereth it abroad the inhabitants thereof. So this is what happened to the Israelites to start off with, but this passage is talking about the Edomites now, and how now it's their world that will be turned upside down. And it shall be as with the people, so with their priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. So it means it doesn't matter what level of society you are. It doesn't matter if you're the servant or the lord or the manager or the shop floor worker. Everybody's gonna feel it. And there's a little message about from my notes, Revelation 18:2. But basically it's the fall of Babylon, and he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and has become the habitation of devils, the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of every unclean and hateful birds. For the nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth have waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. So, you got that free credit, you got those little deals, you got those little chances to exploit Jake to make your money. You waxed rich, but now you got to pay the price. So going back now. So the borrower has to take it. So the land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for the Lord has spoken his word. The earth mourneth and fadeth away, and the world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. On who the haughty? The pride of thine heart has deceived you, those that dwelleth in the cleft of the rock. So who's that proud spirit? Who's that proud spirit who didn't want to admit to Yahweh that he'd killed his brother Abel? Or the proud spirit that, wanted to claim his entitlement even after he'd sold it to Jacob? 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. So who's that changed the laws? Who makes the alphabet crew the way forward? Who says that man is woman and woman can be man? And who's changed the calendars? Who's changed the Sabbath? Who named the days of the week after Roman gods? Who's that person? The earth is also defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, and that's the order. To change the ordinance is to change the natural order of things. It says a woman shall compass a man, broken the everlasting covenant. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. Well, this is talking about the vision that he's seen now because of the missiles. The new wine mourneth. The new wine is the the new philosophy. So you know when they say you're drunk with wine, I think it was in the Revelation 18. The new wine is that then this new Babylonian drinking the Kool-Aid from Babylon, man. Just believing everything they got to say about how things are. You know, you can marry a tree if you want in Babylon. You can identify as a horse. It don't matter. The new wine mourneth, the vine languisheth. The vine is the what is the word? The inheritance is the lineage of people. You know, so you just now, you know, you're expecting that your heirs will be strong people that could stand on your shoulders and do even greater things than you could, given that you've helped them. But now the vine languishes. There's nobody new that's come. The people that are coming out now are just weak and rubbish and stupid, drunk on that Babylon juice, man. And the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of the tabret ceaseth. The noise of them that rejoiceth endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth. So even though they're bumping out music still, but something, I don't know if it's just me, but something people can tell it ain't all good. There's no, you know, it's not the same vibe. It's not the same feeling. People know that this shit is coming to an end. Let me see my notes. Yeah. The city of confusion is broken down. Well, we know Babylon means confusion, even from the word Babel, right? Which is the Tower of Babel, which is, or the word Babel from in the British English means to talk, incomprehensibly. But you know that comes from the Tower of Babel, where the confusion was spread among the inhabitants of Babel, because they dared, they thought they could come close to God. Let's see. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. There's a crying for wine in the streets, and this crying for wine is crying for direction, crying for philosophy, crying for leadership. All joy is darkened, and the mirth of the land is gone. In the city is left destruction, and the gate is smitten with destruction. That is the defences of the city. Is left destruction. And when thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, when thus it shall be in the midst of the land among the people, there shall be as the shaking of an olive tree, as the greening of grapes when the vintage is done. So when this is, I think it's talking about the wine, this direction. But when there's some kind of hope or some kind of ways to some kind of direction or something, it'll be yes. There won't be anything they're going to say. So they're going to come out and say, oh, you know, if you want to, I don't know, get rid of radiation checks, clean yourself with water, but it's going to be just useless. It's going to be like the gleaning of grapes when the vintage is done. When the vintage is the time that the harvest time. So when you've gleaned the grapes after the harvest, it's just a small. You ain't gonna really be able to make wine from it. It's just a small so you might get a little tip here to keep you alive for a couple more days, but it's not gonna be useful. The shaking of an olive tree. There shall be as the shaking of an olive tree. So I don't think when you shake an olive tree, you can get the olives fall down. So I think it's like they ain't nothing coming down for you, man, to help. Does that make sense? They shall lift up their voice, they shall sing for the majesty of the Lord, and they shall cry aloud from the sea. The sea, as Tahar explained, was the sky. From the utmost part of the earth we have heard songs, even the glory to the righteous. But I said, my leanness, woe unto me. The treacherous dealers have dealt treacherously, have dealt treacherously, yea, the treacherous dealers have dealt very treacherously. And who's that treacherous person? Esau, Edom. Fear and the pit and the snare upon thee, O inhabitant of the earth. And it shall come to pass that they who fleeth from the noise of fear shall fall into the pit, and he that cometh out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare for the. So you're just going to run from one situation to another, basically. For the windows from on the high are open. This is the ICBMs that kind of drop down from the stratosphere, and the foundations of the earth do shake. The earth is utterly broken down. The earth is clean. The earth is clean, dissolved, and the earth is moved exceedingly. And you know, there's that thing that the earth shall shake to and fro like a drunkard, right? Oh, so there we go. But 20. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage. And the transgressors thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. I want to get that word cottage because I want to get that meaning. Just saying here, it just says a humble habitation as for a farm labourer. So a cottage was somewhere where you stayed when you maybe cotching. That's when they get that word from. But it means to just to stay temporarily in someone's a person's house that maybe doesn't belong to you. Let's get back to this scripture anyway. So it shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgressions thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. And that's the kingdom of Esau. That's it. They're not coming back. It's again. I think it's in Revelation that they shall be come back for a short time, given power again for a short time, and then shall be finally done away with. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host of the high ones that are on high. These are the elites, the bankers, Bilderbergs, Rothschilds, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. That's the politicians, all of those people in power. And they shall be gathered together as prisoners, and are gathered in the pit, and they shall be shut up in prison, and after many days they will be visited. Then the moon shall be confounded, and the sun ashamed. Confounded, that's a good word, because it sounds like it's like, to be confounded, it sounds like it be confused, but I mean, it doesn't make sense to have the moon confused, right? So let's have a look at the word confounded. Switch to the blue letter. Get that thing about the moon shall be confounded. Ain't getting that. Ain't getting those references, man. Let's try another one. One sec. I can't really get that. The moon shall be confounded, the sun ashamed, and when the Lord of hosts shall reign in the Mount Zion and Jerusalem before his. Oh, I can't even read it. That one. And before his ancients gloriously. All right, I'm going to shut off there. Shalom.